Rap skills. This is where it all starts. If Jay-Z was trash in the early 90s, then he would have never blown up or even made money from music. And we wouldn't be doing this video today. But he was dope. Or at least dope enough for people to pay attention early on. He only got better from there, and he eventually got so nice in the booth that in many hip-hop circles, Jay-Z, aka Ho, is recognized as the greatest rapper alive, and if not, most definitely top 5. Now, a lot of rappers make this claim about themselves all the time, but to have other rappers do it for you means something. He has some classic albums under his belt, but lately he hasn't really been active in the music except for a couple guest verses that managed to grab a lot of attention. Most rappers can't stay relevant in music without constantly dropping music, especially in this day and age, but Hov has done it. In turn, he uses that leverage to throw his weight around in arenas other than music, which leads me to my next point. Business ventures. A lot of people who grow from humble beginnings and reach a certain level of wealth start to try and dip into other business ventures outside of what got them rich originally. Sometimes they succeed, but a lot of times they don't. Jay-Z hasn't had a problem with that at all. The man has his hands in damn near everything. A few of the successful businesses that he owns include Roc Nation, which handles all things entertainment like management, clothing, TV and film, and a lot more. He has purchased and sold stake in the Brooklyn Nets. He also played a major role in them moving to Brooklyn from New Jersey. He bought and sold a piece of his ownership in Ace of Spades. He sold his part in Rocawear clothing for millions before it went out of style. He has a deal with the NFL, which includes the creation of an initiative called Inspire Change that focuses on education and economic advancement, police and community relations, and criminal justice reform, and $100 million dedicated to social justice outreach programs over the next 10 years. He also has creative control over the Super Bowl halftime show. I mean, he has done a lot more in business, but to name them all would be a whole video on its own. Let me know if y'all want that, because there's a lot of info out there. I say all that to say this: Jay-Z is a beast when it comes to business. Privacy. Privacy is damn near non-existent for celebrities, especially when your name is as big as Jay-Z. Somehow he managed to keep a lot of his everyday life private, and these times you're expected to let the world know what you're doing at all times when you're a celebrity. But there are some celebs out there that are exceptions to the rule, and Jay-Z is one of them. He figured out how to show you enough of his life to let you know that he's always working and growing, but not too much to where everything he does just seems regular. When news of his life hits the media, it's always a big deal. It's an art that not many have mastered, but Hov might also be the GOAT of that. Privacy also helps eliminate people from getting tired of you. If you're always in the public eye, people will start to pick apart every decision and start to vilify you or make you out to be lame or uncool, which could kill your hip-hop career. You don't want that if you depend on the bad coming from your hip-hop career. Growth. Growth might just be the biggest thing that Hov has accomplished. Growth as an artist, growth as a businessman, growth as a member of society, growth as a public figure. As a rap artist, you either grow with your audience or they'll outgrow you and you'll have no audience. Only a couple years ago, DaBaby was dropping hit after hit, number one album after number one album, but his flow started to gain attention for being the same. This played a part into his numbers dropping off far from the ones he was used to putting up. And this didn't happen overnight either. It happened over a course of about a year as far as people talking about his repetitive flow on social media. A year is more than enough time to listen and adjust. So now we have proof that people will move on from you if you don't show growth. No one is going to stick around and hear the same exact style from you forever. People may question DaBaby's flow when it comes to creativity, but you can't disrespect his creativity when it comes to music videos. This man is by far the best videos that we've seen in the past 10 to 15 years. In business, you either grow or people will start to spend their money with other companies because there's always going to be new ones that take what your company does and adds to it. In general, people gravitate towards what's new, so you have to grow and innovate to stay ahead. Now, growing as a member of society should just be natural for everyone, but that doesn't mean that it is. It's well known that Jay-Z has said he's played around in the drug game. To what degree is debated, but none of us were there to witness what he did or didn't do, but that didn't matter to the mainstream media. They only seen him as an ex-drug dealer and always brought that point up when discussing Jay-Z while trying to paint him in a negative light. And that's always when he was doing something positive, ironically. What I noticed from his past is that he did what he had to in order to elevate himself out the street. And if he didn't have that growth mindset, he would have ended up in jail or dead by now. No one lasts in the streets for too long. He has now grown to a level to where people won't even bat an eye if you bring up his drug selling past to belittle his accomplishments, even in the mainstream. He is firmly known as Jay-Z, the mogul and the businessman. Respect. Like I mentioned before, Other rappers will regularly tell you that Jay-Z is one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. That shows how much respect people have for him in a genre of music that usually is so competitive that you rarely hear any active rapper talk so highly about another active rapper that is still relevant. His skills gained him that respect on a certain level, but he also was respected for other things. Like Lil Wayne, which is my personal GOAT, has once said Hov helped pay off his tax lien when Wayne was down bad and into it with his label head / father figure.
There's people like Jay-Z, you know what I mean? He helped me when I was really down. Really down. Don't want me to talk about it, don't want me to tell nobody. Jay don't want me to tell nobody. That man helped me with my tax. These are real friends, y'all.
Jay also put up a lot of money for the legendary DMX to go to rehab. And he also hired a lawyer for 21 Savage while he was fighting his deportation case. He also helped out everyday people, like when he and Beyonce posted bail for many fathers so they can spend Father's Day with their kids. Doing things like this earned you a lot of respect from all over the place, and Jay-Z has earned it. These are my observations, but these are things that I think helped Jay-Z achieve greatness. Make sure you add them to your journey. Y'all be great. I'm out.